The second play that we want to take a look at out of the red split right is called switch. Now, this particular play is generally pretty effective against man coverage in real football because of the switch between the flanker and the tight end. We'll talk about that a little bit as we get into the breakdown. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and hop into the breakdown and take a look at the play as you look at the pass routes by default. And as I've already mentioned, over here towards the right, we talked about the switch between the flanker and the tight end. So here's the flanker right here. And what he runs is a inside post route or post route with an inside release. So he winds up going towards the inside, breaking up the field, and he winds up breaking towards the post. And then over here, we wind up having the tight end, and then he runs a out and up route. So he winds up going up here, breaking towards the outside, and then he winds up going up. And there's a switch that generally winds up happening as you look at your screen here. Right in this area here, you'll wind up seeing a switch. And sometimes what will happen is the defenders, if they're in man coverage, they'll wind up switching. In this year's game, you really don't see that where you wind up getting that switch. So the idea in real football would be to possibly get this flanker matched up, in this case, since this is a 4-3 defense, to get this flanker matched up with this linebacker who's lined up right here. So when the switch would occur, you would have this guy now covering the flanker in this area here, and then you'd wind up having the cornerback over here covering this guy right here, which is the tight end. Now, like I said, in this year's game, you don't see that. So that's the difference, and that's what the switch is supposed to do. And you really don't get that switch here. But with that said, this play can still be effective against man coverage. And I want to go ahead and show you one of the ways I like to run it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the pass routes real quick here. And let's work our way back over here towards the left. And as we look at it, we got this guy right here to split in. Now, he runs a spot route or a slant hook. He winds up coming in this area here. And he's actually the receiver we're going to look to throw to. And in the backfield, we wind up having the halfback one. He's going to be lined up here. He's going to run a delayed swing route out towards the right. And then over here, we have the fullback, or in this case, we're going to have the halfback two lined up here because we're going to use that dual package. And he's going to run this flat route out towards the right. Now, what I said here is we want to go ahead and look to go ahead and throw to the split end. That's what we're going to wind up doing. We're going to run this against the same defense, two-man under as you look at it. And as far as the setup, what we're going to wind up doing with this one is we're going to go ahead and hot route the flanker on a streak. And then the other thing that we want to do here is we're going to hot route the halfback on a wheel route. Now, if you want to, you can hot route him on a swing route out towards the left, but we're going to go ahead and have him run this wheel route to give us two options to throw to him, either as he goes out towards the flat, so he winds up going out here. If they were to blitz, we could throw the ball here, or possibly as he breaks up the field, if he can get some type of separation, he could give us another deep threat deep down the field. However, as I said before, we're really not looking to throw to him. Now, this is what the play looks like once we make those two hot route adjustments. You can see on your screen we wind up having more or less three vertical routes. As you look at it, we wind up having these three receivers running vertical routes. So as you look at it, those are the three. Now, what we're trying to do with this particular play, as I said before, we're looking to go ahead and throw the split in as he comes over the short middle of the field. Or actually, he goes about 10 yards and he winds up hooking up. Now, the ball can be thrown to him before he hooks up. So as you drop your quarterback back into this area here, if you try to go ahead and make this throw into here, into this area here, which you can, if you try to do that, then sometimes what will wind up happening is you make this throw, sometimes the ball will actually sail too far over towards him and he won't even try to make the catch. Now, you can try to take control of him and make the catch, but if you let the computer do it, generally he's going to wind up not making a catch. One of the things you can do when you make this throw to him, if you want, as you look at your controller here, you can throw it hard left at the 9 o'clock position, and sometimes that'll get the ball into his area. But, however, if you do that, then you got to watch out for one thing, and that's for this right cornerback. As he comes to the inside here, sometimes he'll step right in front and pick that pass off if you try to do that. So what you really want to do is you want to go ahead and wait till he hooks back towards the quarterback. So once he gets in this area here, what's going to wind up happening with this cornerback out here, he'll actually get to this side of the field over here. And then as the quarterback, as I said before, once you drop back, things you can do here is rather than throwing the ball into this area here, what you'd want to wind up doing is you'd want to wind up throwing the ball into that area there where he can make the catch into that area when you make that throw. So you want to throw it towards the left at 9 o'clock position towards the inside, or at least towards the inside of him where he's away from where that linebacker would be lined up, or in this case a cornerback would be lined up at when you make that throw. So just make sure you do that. So let's go ahead and finish this off, and what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and send the flanker in motion out to the outside, and as I said before, we're going to look to go ahead and throw to the split end who's lined up over here. So I want you guys to go ahead and concentrate on him. He's lined up right there. So let's just go ahead and run the play and take a look at it. And as you watch it, you'll see that he winds up going inside there, and we wind up making that throw towards the inside of him. So when we make that throw, we're throwing it in this area here. We're throwing it towards the left as you look at your screen right there when we make that throw. So just keep that in mind as you run this play. So this one is called red split right switch. Now, one other thing else I want to point out before I get out of this, and I actually meant to tell you guys this, there's another route that you can throw to. Let's go ahead and reverse this just a little bit. Actually, let's go run it again here. This guy right here, just tied in, if you were to throw the ball just as he's getting ready to break to the outside, so he's about right there, he's going to break to the outside. If you were to throw this ball just as he's breaking on his out portion of his route before he breaks up the field, right about there, and you were to go ahead and make this throw towards the outside, there's an opportunity to complete this as well, just as he's breaking towards the outside there. Just watch to see where the defender's covering him in case this is the left outside linebacker. If the left outside linebacker is in position where we're showing here on the screen, then you can make that throw. If the linebacker's in this area, you probably wouldn't want to make that throw. So just kind of watch to see where he's playing before you make that throw to the outside. And when you make that throw, you want to throw it at the 3 o'clock position on your controller. So again, this play is called red split right switch. Looking to go ahead and get the split end isolated over the middle of the field, about 10 yards over the middle of the field, where we can wind up completing it for a nice gain against man coverage.